Welcome to a special unboxing edition of Copper and Ink. Today we're going to take a look at the Roterfaden Taschenbegleiter that just came in the mail. I did open it up and remove some of the personally identifiable information, but let's go ahead and take a look at the contents of this order. Super excited to take a look at this. Start off with a postcard-like paper. Oh, it is a postcard, there we go, with the red thread on it, as Roterfaden does mean red thread. Very appropriate. Not sure if I'll be sending that to anybody, or most likely adding it to a notebook page or something to remind me of this. And here is the star of the show. This is wrapped nicely in some paper there, which we'll set that aside for future time. This is one of their special editions. Got the nice orange elastic closure. You notice this is not a standard leather cover. This is something that when I saw, I instantly knew this is a product that I wanted. This is printing press blanket used in high-speed offset presses. I used to work on these presses for just shy of 10 years. So when I saw these, it took me back to some good memories, and I almost immediately clicked purchase. So the image you're seeing on this is the reverse image of what goes onto the paper. It's a very tough material, very durable, and it's slightly tacky, but not adhesive in any way. But it is maybe like the rubber of a stamp, maybe a similar texture. And on the inside, a beautiful orange felt here, fairly thick, but not overly so. And then 3 sets of the clamps, and of course their insert. I will take some time to peruse that and make sure that I care for this in the proper manner. This is going to be a pleasure to use. The memories alone and the tactile nature of what it brings back to my mind is worth it in itself. What else did we get in here? We got two notebooks. Change is the only constant, with a gray dot grid in it. Should be very well sized for this notebook as well. Indeed, we think that'll work well. And then Cone the Weird, and if you look at the drawings and stuff on here, it is a little bit weird. The staircase going into the book, staircases all over the place. Looks like there's some ink wells, and probably the more time you spent looking at it, the more weird stuff you'd find. But this one has an orange dot grid in it, which I believe will be useful to kind of help differentiate the notebooks. Then I also got a pen whale. Nice way to keep your pen safe, avoid it from getting scratched up when you're transporting it. So I've never used one of these before, but I will figure out how it works. But it's pretty cool. It is indeed shaped like a whale. And then hidden in the back here, we have a Roterfaden pencil, and it is celebrating their 20th anniversary, 2006 to 2026. So very excited to find out how I'm going to load this out, figure out the most beneficial way of using this. My initial thoughts are to put one of the larger Midori or Apica notebooks. I got something along those lines in the front. Try to keep that as a kind of commonplace style setup, something that I'm not going to change out on a regular basis, and then use these smaller notebooks as the more temporary things that go in and out of the book as time goes by. At least that's the initial thought. I will get this set up and get it into use, and hopefully it will be a very enjoyable experience. And I do believe this will, again, the memories itself that it brings back are pretty awesome. Good times, good friends, and look forward to using this and getting it set up. It will be in future videos, so stay tuned if you want to see more about how we put this to use. Jumping into the future a little bit, I'm approaching 30 days left, 30 pages left in my Leuchtturm 1917 inside my Lockbee, and I'm going to be repurposing this, probably making it more of a work only notebook and avoid mixing my work and personal notes, pivoting from that to this for my bullet journaling for my personal life, for my YouTube ideas, and doing something that many of you may feel is a bit sacrilegious. I took the cover off of my Leuchtturm 1917 to streamline it a little bit, and this will be where I will place my lists, schedules, longer term calendar planning. And thinking about it, and I'm getting kind of tired, or I think it's unnecessary to move some of those more evergreen style of documentation over and over from one notebook to another. So I'm going to try, and if I don't like it, I can change, but I'm going to keep those in one notebook. I will use this Tomo River A5 grid as my bullet journal, my primary bullet journal area. Keep my day-to-day tasks and those kind of things in here, my weekly calendars and such, and then that longer term stuff again back over here. And I believe I'm going to use this one for this channel, planning some of the YouTube things. Not 100% sure what I'm going to use it entirely for. I'll just kind of play it by ear. This is a whole new restructure of the way I separate out my planning and using these different tools. So we'll kind of play that by ear. But I do like having this. It's a fun notebook cover, and it fits well inside here. Now, with loading up the Leuchtturm, the Tomo River, and then the Roterfaden notebook, this gets a little chunky, but I think I'm okay with that. I also utilize this back area. I'm gonna try putting my Kindle back in there, having that with me more often, being able to have it at hand, and maybe I'll do more reading with it that way. Not real sure what I'm going to use in this front area here. I looked at I use a ruler a lot to keep straight lines. I can't draw a straight line to save my life, and it's nothing really to keep it in here. I could put a binder clip to hold it or something, but not real sold on that particular idea. But what I will do is probably get maybe a plastic template card, something that will have a little more grip to stay in here, something to use for that. Or I may just pivot to using one of these rulers in put it in my Lockbee pen pouch and carry it that way. So I haven't figured out what I'm putting in here yet, but even if I end up using that just for scrap pieces of paper, business cards, things I collect, I think it keeps this about at capacity. And again, if I don't like it, I can always take this out, put it back into the case I had it in, carrying it separately. But I think I will like it. I do like the looks of having this pencil out here. It's kind of a nice appearance, even if I don't use it a ton, but having a pencil on hand will be nice. And then the pens that I'll probably carry with this, I'll probably pivot to using this TWSBI. It kind of matches nice on here on the outside, and then the orange Lamy Safari matches the inside quite well. So I'm not sure how I'm gonna transport those with this yet. Again, probably just put them in an external case. I don't want to, not too many places to add. pins to this, then I don't really like the idea of doing this. But if I'm using this more as for personal, I'm not probably going to be carrying it just by itself. I'll either be at my desk working on it, or at other places where I don't have to have a completely self-contained unit, like I will with the Lockbee, where I'll be on the go, be on job sites, whether it's in the office to and from, or actually on a job site, and I want to have everything together. These extra pockets, especially some of these ones in the back, being able to stick the ruler and these things back here is pretty nice. So I'll play it by ear, figure out how I want to do it, but that's the plan for this. Within probably a month or two, I'll have this fully ready to go. Kind of waiting to implement this till I run out of pages in the existing log term, but that gives me time to transfer over the lists, try to get like some of the basic setup going in here, get the index, and start transferring, relieve some of the pressure, so that when pages run low enough or run out, I will make the transition. And if I get it set up all the way, I'm not real good at waiting. Once I have everything ready, I'll probably just jump right into using it. But that's the plan. One item of note regarding this Roterfaden purchase, I was under the impression that when I paid Roterfaden and placed the order, which I keep hearing a lot of people say that they had long waiting times, over a month and a half. I think I only waited 2 weeks or less for this. I didn't completely track the dates, but I got an email saying that order was being processed, got one saying it had shipped, and got tracking from FedEx all the way to delivery, and I thought that was the end of it. Well, yesterday in the mailbox, I have a letter from FedEx asking for $75 in import duties and fees. Apparently those were not included in the purchase of this product and the overall order from Roterfaden. So if you do purchase directly, it was a good experience, excellent customer support. Maybe it's because this was a pre-made item. The turnaround time was very rapid compared to what I was expecting based on other reviews. But if you're not looking for a unique item, or not looking to make your own, configure it, maybe going through one of the local to your country providers could save you a lot of duty taxes, as that would already be handled when they imported them. I don't think when you order these from the US based locations that they're going to charge the additional duty fee. That's already been built into their pricing. So just be aware of that. If you get a surprise bill, I got a random bill for import fees. I was a little skeptical until I started looking into it, and it does indeed seem to be legit. So I will be shelling out an additional $75. $60 of it was the duty taxes, and $15 of it was the convenience fee of FedEx paying those taxes for me. Not sure how convenient it was, because I didn't even know what was happening, but it did, and here we are. So it does raise the overall cost of this. It's already on the more spendy side, but this wasn't so much a purchase based on being the most economical option. I was, again, really motivated by the memories and the used printing press blanket on here that reminded me of good times in the past. While it's disappointing I got an extra $75 bill on top of this, I probably would have still done it if I'd have known that was coming or was part of the deal. It was just an unwelcome surprise to get that. So with that being said, I highly recommend the Roterfaden as it's going through the setup so far. I've liked everything about it. Haven't used it in the day-to-day yet. Quality seems to be right up there. I really like the metal clips, and it remains to be seen, especially with having that Kindle in the back, if I will write in the notebooks with them in here, or if I'm working on what's going to be the daily bullet journal, if I'll be okay with this writing level surface, or if I'll end up taking the notebook out. I'll report back on those things as time goes by. In the meantime, thank you for watching Copper and Ink.
Daddy